Have you been wondering if these major changes to the food stamp program will actually be approved? Well, I can tell you right now, they are approved by the Senate parliamentarian, and these changes are included in the big reconciliation bill, otherwise known as the big stimulus package, and they're going to be bringing these, so please prepare now, buckle up now if you are one of the 42 million people that rely on food stamps, otherwise known as SNAP benefits or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits that are deposited onto EBT cards, because these changes are coming literally in a matter of days here. It's actually highlighted here in this article. I'm going to pop this up on the screen for you in just a second so you can see what they are highlighting here. The Senate parliamentarian did make a couple little changes to this, but overall, they're still happening, and this is going to alter this program in a major way. And I've talked about some of these changes before in other videos. I don't think a lot of beneficiaries are prepared for these major changes that are coming in here. I want to break these down for you and discuss, again, this article for you. Super fast, I'd love to give a quick shout out to Betty Parker. She called this team of trusted advisors right there to get a review on her Medicare plan. They found her an Aetna plan that is going to allow her to see the doctor she wants, the provider she wants to see. It's going to give her the proper coverages and save her a bunch of money as well. She reached out recently in a comment. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Betty. I really appreciate that. Which, by the way, Betty is one of about 3,000 people here in this community that have called that team of trusted advisors right there to get a free review on your Medicare plan. And again, it includes Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage, or for those people that are turning 65 or retiring, they've got it all. By far, that is your best resource right there. Please give them a call. Join Betty and the other 3,000 people here in this community that have called them. They have access to 20,000 plans across the country. They will look through all of those, just like they did for Betty, to find the best plan with the best price, the best coverages, and the best fit for you and your personal needs. They're going to do that for you, and it's all completely 100% for free, which, by the way, the average senior that is calling them with that phone number right there is saving $1,100. That's the average savings from the average senior that's calling them. That's absolutely incredible. Anyway, if you have not done so, make sure to call them. After you talk to them, leave me a comment down below, and I'd love to feature you in an upcoming video and give you a shout out. All right, anyway, let's pop this article up on the screen right here, right now. Here you go. Here's the article. Feel free to read through it. I will point out some of the key details that I think are pretty important here, and we'll talk about this. Okay, so this is the big reconciliation bill, again, otherwise known as the stimulus package, whatever you want to call it, the president's agenda, again, whatever you want to call it. There's all kinds of names out there for it. Anyway, within it, they're implementing multiple different changes to SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, again, some people call it food stamps, and also Medicaid. I'm not really going to talk about Medicaid here in this video. We can talk about that in a separate dedicated video. But here's what they're going to be doing, okay? In the House and Senate versions of the bill, they are pushing some of the expense of the SNAP program onto states. Here's the problem. I've said this before in other videos. States are broke. Unlike the federal government, who has the ability to print money and just get money whenever they want, states can't do that. States are broke. If you ever feel like you have no money and that you're broke, no, just look at your state. I guarantee you, your state has less money than you do. They're completely broke, okay? They have no money. Anyway, point being is that considering how broke states are, and with the implementation of states being on the hook for some of the payments to SNAP beneficiaries through the food stamp program, the federal government will pay the majority of it, but states will be on the hook for a percentage of the expenditures. Okay, well, considering states have no money and they're terrible at managing money, that simply means that, well, states come in and they say, oops, we have this percentage of a liability on us to pay to the SNAP beneficiaries, and it's all based on error rates, by the way, across the entire country right now. The average error rate on SNAP benefits across the country is 11.68%. That's crazy. That's super, super high. 11.68% is the error rate on SNAP benefits. Well, anyway, lawmakers want to bring that down significantly. So they're going to penalize states that have a high error rate by putting some of the burden on them to pay for SNAP benefits. The federal government will still pay the majority of it, but states will be on the hook for a small percentage. Point being is that states don't have any money. They don't have any money to allocate toward this. So the projection being is that we don't have any money. Sorry, everybody, but we don't have any money. So we'll have to cut the benefit because we can't distribute that 5 or 10 or 8%, whatever it happens to be, that is going to be on them to actually contribute to the program. So that means beneficiaries may see that cut to their benefits because states don't have the money to dole out. So therefore, they would only be able to dispense the money that's actually being supplied by the federal government. Does that make sense? Well, that's kind of the situation. According to the statistics here, because of this one simple rule change, and I know this sounds like, who cares? This is no big deal. It feels that way, but guess what? It is a big deal because we're going to see not only people losing their benefits, but people seeing reduced benefits because of this one provision. Not only that, because of the work requirements, which are also in this reconciliation bill, they're implementing work requirements, right? They're increasing the age on the work requirements. Right now, it's 18 to 54. In a matter of days, that's going to be changing to 18 to 64. The work requirements, 20 hours per week, 80 hours per month is what it's going to be, okay? They're changing that along with this burden on states to pay for a portion of it. Point being is that with all of this combined, I've seen statistics across the board. Anywhere between about 3 million and 10 million people will likely be losing SNAP benefits because of these changes, okay? That's just people that are losing benefits. How about all the millions of beneficiaries that are going to see cuts to their benefits because of this? Interesting, right? We're going to see it happen. So anyway, I will keep you posted on this as far as when we get more details on this, but this is out of the Senate parliamentarian. Now, who's the Senate parliamentarian and what does it even mean? The Senate parliamentarian is the referee within the Senate. She looks through these big reconciliation bills. It's one individual person. She looks through all of the thousands of pages within these reconciliation bills and finds what is good I shouldn't say good, what is allowed and disallowed within these reconciliation bills, okay? So she goes through and highlights line by line. This is okay, you can keep it, this has to go, this has to be revised, different things like that. So she's literally the referee that says, yes, it can be in, or no, it has to be cut from the bill, okay? She gave the green light on this, as in putting some of the burden of the expense of the SNAP program onto states. States don't have money. States will have to cut. In other words, not necessarily states cutting, but in other words, states won't have the money to actually fund that portion of the SNAP program that is put on them because of error rates. Therefore, benefits will be cut because they say, we don't have the money to pay you. We're sorry, but we can't pay you that bit, right? It's not going to be a ton. It could be a ton depending on their error rate. They're going to be penalized based on their error rate. So the logic behind this with lawmakers is that it incentivizes states to shore up and fix their error payment rate because the higher the error rate, the more burden that they have put on them to pay out of the state's budget. That makes sense, right? All right, anyway, I'll keep you posted on all this. Again, huge shout out to Betty Parker. Betty Parker, thank you so much for reaching out. Really appreciate you. Again, she called that team of trusted advisors right there to get some help with her Medicare plan. She's super happy, very excited, and it's allowing her to see the doctor she wants, the prescription needs if she has any, and again, hopefully saving her a bunch of money as well. So anyway, if you've not called, make sure to call them just like Betty and the other 3,000 people here in the community. Connect with them. It's 100% for free. They will look through the 20,000 plans in your local area so you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks that you want to visit or be within, the offices, the clinics you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. And they'll find you your best options, right? And hopefully save you a ton of money, get you better coverages. And they're already doing that for a ton of people here in this community. And again, the average person saving $1,100 of average savings. Some save more, some save less, no guarantees, but that's the deal. Anyway, call them after you talk to them. You get that free review. By the way, call them with that phone number. They're waiting on standby to hear from you, to talk to you, to help you out. But after you talk to them and get some help from them, leave me a comment. Let me know down below in the comment section. I'd love to feature you and give you a shout out in a future video. And make sure in your comment down below, write the word chapter so that I can find those comments as I search by using that as the keyword that I'm searching for. Just want to throw that out there. It makes it a lot easier for me to find those comments and so that I don't miss any. All right, anyway, please, if you're new here, subscribe 100% for free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, big share button right down below. Like the video. thumbs up button down below. Otherwise, please share that phone number as well with your friends, your family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, anybody that you know that needs that information to help with their Medicare. Go ahead and share that with them. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen. Check those out. Have a nice day. Thanks again for watching. I'll keep you posted, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.